Welcome to Sports Talk New York, and I am your host, Matt Palizzi, and I am about to talk to you about the absolute beatdown that Buffalo put down on Jacksonville. It was near perfect. If we hadn't punted the one time, well, actually, I ended up punting a couple times, I think, but it was pretty close to as perfect as you can get. Like, I just told someone, this was about 20, 30 years in the making of just absolute frustration of taking this out on this team. Because this team has somehow won all these weird games and beat us in these weird ways. They've always found a way. Let me tell you, the point spread was like 5.5 for this game for Buffalo. They didn't even need it. It wasn't even close to that. This was it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. Yes, I do Sports Talk New York, but I am a Bills fan, and I absolutely loved that game. So let's get right down to the stats. We'll start here. Trevor Lawrence had a horrible game. He was 21 of 38. Looks a lot better than it actually was because he was just running for his life. He had one touchdown pass, one interception, which I'll get to later. He just was awful. Mac Jones came in late in the game, and he was 5 of 8 for 22 yards. No touchdowns and no interceptions for him. It just wasn't good at all. Between the two of them, they just got 200 yards. Yeah, so it was bad. Travis Etienne had 11 attempts, 68 yards. He just never was any big deal. Trevor Lawrence rushed for 3 yards. Ernest Johnson for 12. Tank Bigsby for 9. Their best receiver, who they finally got going, was Christian Kirk. 8 receptions, 79 yards. So, he finally got it going. He used the piece that they really need to get going. Brian Thomas Jr., 5 for 48. It ended up being Brenton Strange who ended up getting the touchdown for them, and that was late in the game. Yeah, it was just bad. Yeah. Alright, so let's go right to the Bills. This is where the stats are just absolutely what Josh Allen did. Yeah, what Josh Allen did in this game was absolutely amazing. It really was. He was 23 of 30, and a lot of that was the first half. 263 yards, 4 TDs, no picks. He was just amazing. And he was in until about the fourth quarter, and then they just finally took him out. I think it was right after the Ty Johnson touchdown. Yeah, I think it was after the Ty Johnson touchdown. And then he came out right after that. And then they had one more touchdown late in the game. It was just brilliant. I don't even know how to say it. Okay, so rushing, and Allen actually led the rushers, which I really don't like, but so Allen had 6 attempts for 44 yards. Cook was 11 for 39 for a touchdown. Ray Davis 7 for 22, a touchdown. Yeah, this is pretty much. I thought Ty Johnson. No, this is rushing. Okay, I was gonna say Ty Johnson had 3 for 18. Curtis Samuel, he had 1 attempt for 0 yards. Yeah, so now we get into receiving. All right, Keon Coleman, 1 reception, 24 yards, touchdown. First touchdown of his career. Awesome. Cook, 4 receptions, 48 yards. He should have had a touchdown, to be honest with you. But he dropped the ball right at the end zone. Ray Davis, 1 reception, 1 yard. Mac Hollins, 1 reception, 16 yards. Ty Johnson, 3 receptions, 28 yards, a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 3 receptions, 41 yards, a touchdown. Shakir, 6 receptions and 72 yards and a touchdown. And yeah, Samuel 3 for 22. Knox 1 for 7. Oh, it was just and Scantling had a catch for 7 yards. It was just epic. This game was amazing. It was everything I think the Bills have needed for a while. And they got all their anger out on Jacksonville, and they just whooped their butts. Whooped their butts. Oh, man, it was epic. I mean, it was over by halftime. To be honest with you, it was like, what, 34 or 33 to 3? 33 to 3, I think is what it was. Like, they were just... And they were pretty much on cruise control, but they were still scoring and still moving the ball in the second half. I don't even have any other words for what this game was, but... Alright, so the Bills are now 3-0, and now they go on the road for 3 straight games. And these are going to be 3 tough games. Like, yes, I know Baltimore's 1-2, I know Houston's 2-1, and the Jets are 2-1. But these next 3 games are much better teams than what the first 3 games were for this Bills team. What the Bills did was prove that they could destroy teams that just aren't that good. And let me tell you, Jacksonville last year was a playoff team. Probably aren't going to be this year. Miami last year was a playoff team. They might still have a shot. Arizona was not a playoff team, and I think they might have an actual shot because they have actually looked good since that game against Buffalo. But these next 3 games are big for the Bills. Again, at Baltimore, Sunday Night Football. At Houston, 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And then the following week at the Jets, Monday Night Football. This could be your season, these next 3 games right here. You can go 2-3, or not 2-3, sorry, 2-1 in these next 3 games and get to 5-1. That'd be awesome. I would love that. I mean, hey, if you could win all 3, that'd be even better. But what you don't want to do is go 0-3 and put yourself at 3-3. And what you don't want to do is be 1-3. I think you got to at least win 2 out of the 3. Which 2, I don't know yet, but you got to win at least 2 out of these 3, in my opinion. All right, so let me get you over to the other game from last night. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, so we go down here. Alright, Commanders versus Cincinnati. Washington wins 38-33. This was a really good game. I know it set up for like a 5-point win, but it probably in that last couple of minutes it really wasn't that close. But alright, so we'll get right to it here and show you the stats, because Jaden Daniels had his big win. What he did against them, he's 21 of 23, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Like, he had a great game. Rushing, Daniels was 12 for 39, Austin Eckler 3 for 35, Brian Robinson 16 for 33. Like, they were really putting it on. And Daniels actually scored a touchdown himself. Eckler had a touchdown. Robinson had a touchdown. Then the person who had the coming out game besides Daniels was Terry McLaurin, who's been here forever. And he had a heck of a game. 4 receptions, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. And then after that, you've got Luke McCaffrey, 3 for 44. Zach Ertz, 5 for 38. Noah Brown, 3 for 29. Austin Eckler, 2 for 22. It was just an absolute awesome performance for him. Yeah. Alright, so the Bengals. Joe Burrow actually had a really good game. He, as much as people were paying attention to what Jaden Daniels did, Burrow actually looked like Burrow in this game. Like, he had, 29 of 38, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Rushing, they were Chase Brown, 7 for 62. Zach Moss, 12 of 58 with a touchdown. Then you go to receiving. Jamar Chase, he looked back again. He had 6 for 118 for 2 touchdowns. Higgins was 3 for 39. Mike, their tight end, 4 for 47. Yeah, they were amazing. And yes, they lost a hard-fought game, and it was a really good game. But, man, yeah, they were great. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that's it here, what I wanted to show you and tell everybody. Yeah, the Bills got some big games coming up, but yeah, Cincinnati's 0-3, Washington's 2-1. They may be the team that the Eagles got to watch out for. Buffalo's 3-0, Jacksonville's 0-3. It was an amazing night. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this episode of Sports Talk New York. I'm your host, Matt Palizzi. Hope you all have a great day. See ya.